Hey guys, what is going on? I absolutely love this weather. So I thought I'll do a quick vlog sharing one interesting story that happened to me while I troubleshoot this backend that I had at work. Obviously, I'll try to make it as big as possible, not to share any detail, but the gist of it is just fascinating. So here's what happened. So we have backend application, let's call it 1.0, okay? And there is a client version that is consuming this API that is running on the backend, and the backend obviously connects to a database to execute any queries as a result of the invocation of that API. What happened is we upgraded the backend, fixed a few bugs, added a few feature, 1.1, right? All of a sudden, the client calling that API, right, that call is now 10 times slower. It was like, what is going on? So the first thing that comes to your mind, well, there's a bug in the version that you just released, right? And that's what I was originally thought. Well, the result will might be slightly surprising to some of you at least, because it was surprising to me. And it tells you that the answer is not always where you're looking for. It could be somewhere else. So what happened is, I fired up my debugger, my troubleshooter, looked at the queries, right, and the backend. Says, okay, let's call it again with the new version. What is this new backend API doing? So I noticed that comparing, I captured the SQL, right? Look at the execution plan. I noticed that the whole table is being scanned. It was doing a full table scan. Right? So I captured the 1.1 SQL. Right? Let's take a look. And then rolled back, executed the same query again against version 1.0. And I saw it's completely different SQL that doesn't have an extra filter, that was doing a beautiful index scan, a row, just like going to directly to the row. So, well, the question is like, why are we doing a full table scan? So again, sounds like the backend bug. But then now when I looked very closely, I said, all right, what is this filter exactly? What is that additional filter? So I looked at it and then cracked open the API. Then there was a new parameter that has not previously been evaluated in version 1.0, but it started to be evaluated in version 1.1. REST is not, it's representational, and the parameters are not schema based. You can send anything in the JSON key as long as you don't have any validation, which most APIs don't really validate. It's like keys, like you can send me anything you want. That's part of the extensibility if you think about it, right? And that's fine, right? So 1.0 was ignoring that parameter, but 1.1 started evaluating and taking that and respecting that parameter. And guess what? That parameter literally told the SQL to bring me all the rows, right? So the client was sending a parameter that is basically inefficient. So you're sending a filter that is completely inefficient. And when we looked at the tool that is sending that query, right, that's sending that parameter, it's like, why is it doing that to begin with? Right? So there was no reason. It was just, part of the leaky abstraction that, part of it just send that. We're doing that, let's do this again. But it turns out to be that sending that extra parameter to the API had really no value at all, right? So remove that parameter. It was a bug of the client that has been exposed by the implementation of the API, So the end was not as dramatic as I had thought, but in my head it was like, man, it was really cool to find out that a bug in the client that has been sitting there for a very long time. It's just been ignored. But the moment you upgraded that backend, you started noticing it. Yeah, I just wanted to share that. And just the bug that just because you upgraded certain service and you started seeing a slowdown doesn't mean that it's always the fault of that service. Your service or your feature that you just implemented might have just exposed something that the client was doing wrong. Right? See you on the next one.